All right, guys, we've got our conditioning only session for the week today. There is no strength training, and we are really focused on aerobic conditioning and our aerobic capabilities with today's workout. We've got a 4-minute, 3-minute, and 2-minute run interval while we're increasing the paces over those intervals with a 1-minute rest between rounds. Now, this workout or conditioning session is really geared towards getting better at Miko's triangle and just improving our overall aerobic capacity and our aerobic endurance as well as muscular endurance. It is important to point out that aerobic conditioning and your capability for endurance events is going to be movement specific. So what I mean by that is if you run a really great marathon, that doesn't mean you're necessarily going to be able to bike a really good 100 miles, right? Now, you will be better than somebody who doesn't do either, but patterns matter when it comes to this. But today we're going to break from some of those patterns and just work on running, and it will help improve our overall cardiorespiratory endurance as well, respiratory exchange ratio, improving our mitochondria, red blood cells count, all of those things that lend to being better endurance-wise and being better for that long duration event. So a few different ways that you can look at these paces for the 4-minute run. If you happen to know what your lactate threshold heart rate is or your max heart rate, we're gonna be in that L1 zone. For the 3 minutes, you wanna be somewhere in the L2, maybe creep into the L3 heart rate zone. And then for the final 2 minutes, you wanna be in that L3 zone for the majority of the time, and maybe you creep into L4. Another way of putting it is in those first two intervals, you should be able to hold a conversation fairly easily, specifically for that first 4-minute duration. In the 3-minute duration, you should be able to answer some questions and maybe have a conversation, but you maybe have to take a couple breaths in between what you're saying. And then in that final section, you could hold a conversation, but it would be difficult, right? You're mostly focusing on breathing at that last 1-minute intensity level. We have stretches to finish. Feel free to pick any of your own stretches that you want to do, including foam rolling, any other active recovery, or just recovery implements that you want to use. If you're using a Theragun, if we're doing a cold tub or sauna or whatever it might be, right? Just pick your time. Just make sure you use today as a day to focus a little bit more intently on some of those recovery methods. That's it for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow.